All right, what's going on, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Let's have a chat, shall we?
Yeah, we saw something interesting today, and I told Ryan I thought that we should talk about it before.
Yeah, and before we get into this video, guys, I want to say we do not want our YouTube channel to become this eBay breaking news network. That's not what we want, but we talked and we figured that, you know, we have 104,000 subscribers now on our channel. A lot of you guys are eBay sellers, and I think it would be a bit remiss of us not to at least come on here and address what's going on. So that's why we're making these videos. It's not to scare anybody. It's not to cause havoc in the marketplace. It's really just to inform you guys of what's happening right now.
Yeah, and then we will kind of express like our thoughts and opinions on it. But again, they're not right. They're just thoughts and opinions.
Right.
And we really hope that you do have your own thoughts and opinions about it, and you do go and research it before you get freaked out or watch anything that could freak you out, to just really educate yourself on what's going on. And, you know, research is free. It's all over
Sure.
the internet. And I know it's sometimes hard to find accurate information on the internet, but with a situation like this, it's not going to be too difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as the title of this video, I'm sure says, Devin Wenig, the active CEO of eBay as of today, which today is September 25th. Yes? Yes, September 25th.
Wednesday.
He has resigned. He's resigned from active CEO of eBay. I'm not sure exactly what news agency broke it, but we're going to just kind of like dive into that and give you guys our thoughts and opinions. But I figure that before we go into it, let's hear from Devin first, because he put out a tweet this morning. So I don't want to put words in his mouth. I'm going to read that tweet to you guys so we can hear what his last
verbatim
tweet was about eBay. Yeah, okay. In the past few weeks, it has become clear that I was not on the same page as my new board. Whenever that happens, it's best for everyone to turn that page over. It has been an incredible privilege to lead one of the world's great businesses for the past 8 years. That's the extent of his resignation tweet, I guess you could say. It's a resignation, and pretty much what that means is to me, what that means is that eBay's board of directors have pushed him out. He hasn't been fired. He's been given the opportunity, I think, and again, this is what I'm saying, but he's been given the opportunity to resign with, I'm sure, a fantastic severance package. So that's happened. Here's our thoughts. So I guess, first of all, what do we think about Devin as CEO? Thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I guess you could just look at the track record of the changes people have requested and the changes that have been made, but
Sure.
eBay is publicly traded, right? So it's really difficult to make changes because you can listen to your sellers and the buyers and what the employees want for a company, but it really comes down to the shareholders.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually in the board of directors in a situation like this, and change is difficult in that type of a situation. It's very difficult.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's a tough market. I mean, he came into eBay as CEO kind of on a decline, or for eBay, a declining market. A lot of companies have come in and taken quite a bit of their market share, and I think that's been kind of difficult to deal with. What I will say is I didn't necessarily agree with Devin's path for the company. And the reason I say this is because in earnings calls, Devin has always been on the side of let's tax the seller to make more profit. He's actually said in earnings calls when people have asked him, how is eBay going to bring in more revenue? How are they going to make more money? He said it's going to come from the sellers. So I think that a lot of these changes that we've been seeing have come from top down. I'm not saying that it's been entirely Devin's ideas or faults or whatever you want to call it. But I do think that he's definitely lit a lot of these changes that I think have affected sellers' pockets and boosted eBay's pockets. And we've definitely seen that from a decrease in traffic to eBay, a decrease in traffic on the site, and an increase in revenue from the sellers to eBay. So that's one thing that I disagree with. Besides that, I think he's been a fine CEO. We met him in Vegas at eBay Open. Seemed fine. We didn't really hang out with him, but he seemed like he was pretty accessible to people, so that was fine. The other thing that I'll say is that was 2018, right? That we're at eBay Open?
Yeah.
So 2018, Devin, he did get on stage at eBay Open and promised a few things that ended up not being delivered. And I think as a CEO, you shouldn't do that. I don't want to judge. Obviously, like, I'm nothing compared to a CEO of a publicly traded company.
Right. We don't have shareholders controlling our every single thought and opinion.
But I think with shareholders, looking at you and a board of directors looking at you, I don't think it's right to go on stage and say stuff like, by the end of the year, and again, this was 2018, by the beginning of 2019, so in January, he promised 2019, he promised that we would have access to an employee hub where we could limit the access. They can log in and do certain tasks, and that didn't happen as of, September 2019.
Right.
It still hasn't happened. Obviously, they say that it's in the works, it's being beta tested, blah blah blah. But that's one thing I don't think you can do as CEO. And I was a bit upset about that, but
I think
what it is.
My issues currently right now are sitting with my disappointment in eBay. The company itself, not necessarily the CEO,
Devin,
because I feel that eBay right now, they're a bit too money driven, and they're taking too much money from the sellers, which is fine. You're going to take more money and you're going to drive more traffic to eBay.
Sure.
I get that. You can justify it 100%, right? Because a lot of people who sell on eBay and other platforms say they do significantly more business on eBay. But at our expense, and then continuing to promise us things that we've been requesting for a long time that we're not receiving, right? So the employee hub. But the reason I feel that we're not getting that is because eBay is not making money from it. And so they're putting all this money and this time and energy into research for like the promoted listings, for example, right? Like, where did that come from? That was just like, whoosh, in your face. But we've been requesting an employee hub for 10 years, they said? Even at eBay Open, the guy was like, you've wanted this for 10 years and we're bringing it. So Devin knows that. Why didn't he push that?
Well, I think you're right, though. I think it comes down to that revenue, that bottom line, and the thing that brings instant cash flow, extra cash flow into an eBay or a business like eBay is stuff like promoted listings. So I think that was definitely a push subject. And who knows? Again, this is all speculation, guys, but who knows how heavily the board of directors and the stockholders were saying, Devin, bring in more money for the business. eBay is declining. And maybe his whole thinking was, in any way possible, let's get the revenues back up. eBay's been around since, 1995? And there's been so many changes.
So many.
And, so here's what I think anyway.
Wait, can I just share something?
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like it's a bit ignorant to push the promoted listings on eBay's part, right? To get more money from us. If they put and implemented this employee hub, sellers would be listing significantly more because we could trust, the person that we're giving the information to, knowing that they don't have access to the back end. And we would probably, as sellers, post at least quite a percent more, right? Like us ourselves, I know that we would be posting at least 30% more.
And I know there's obviously like third-party apps like Inkfrog and stuff that you can do that. You can give access. But we don't like using those third-party apps. We want it to be done on eBay. We want to stay on their site because we like to use their programs. But that is a good point. I know Allie's very
make more money.
Allie's very harping on this employee hub thing, but it is something that I think would definitely help sellers.
Yeah.
So I guess then let's talk about how we feel about the future of eBay. We've been selling on eBay for a very long time. We've been selling full-time on eBay, so making a full-time income on eBay for the past 5 years. We've done tens of thousands of transactions on eBay. We've shipped a lot of products.
True.
And I feel like because we have that experience, it's okay for us to give our thoughts on this subject.
But again, these are our thoughts.
Yeah.
Please have your own opinions.
And be careful about the opinions that you listen to out there, because anybody can make a video or put out a statement that hasn't even sold a lot on eBay, doesn't really know the platform. So just be careful about who you're listening to and make your own decisions. Use your own brain to think about this yourself. But the future of eBay, I don't think this is a bad thing personally, okay? I think that, again, going back to Devin, I think that Devin was very, very bottom line driven. I think that getting a new CEO in there that hopefully is more about the whole entire experience of the website, bringing it back to what it was, a website that's good for the buyer but also good for the seller. I think that if we can get a CEO in there that's about that, and obviously eBay has to make money, we understand that. But if we can get someone in there with fresh ideas, who vibes well with the board. I think that this is actually a good move. I don't think it's bad. I don't think eBay's going bankrupt, personally. The stock's down a little bit today, but that always typically happens when a CEO resigns. So that's my thoughts. I don't know what you think about it, about the future of eBay.
I think because eBay is constantly changing, that we'll see what happens in the future with the changes. But hopefully the new person coming in, they do realize that there's going to be quite competition, like quite a lot of competition with the market share, right? Because you have Posh and Depop and Mercari, and Posh, you can now sell hard goods on it, right? So that's kind of a big deal. That's going to take a lot away from eBay. And a lot of young people our age, like our friends, aren't really shopping on eBay. They shop on Posh and Mercari and Depop.
Amazon.
And mostly Amazon, of course. So I think it's good for change, and I just hope that they recognize that they're losing some market share and do become more competitive, because I think that they're pricing their seller fees out of the competition, and that's my number one concern.
Yeah.
But I do like the traffic driven to eBay. But, on the other hand, we do hear from a lot of people that they are selling in equal amounts sometimes on these other platforms as they are on eBay, just depending on what they're selling. It's not always the case, but we do hear that sometimes. So that lets us know that from hearing from a lot of other people that eBay is losing a lot of the market share. And I just really hope they become competitive because I like selling on eBay.
Yeah, and I want to say something as well. We're not leaving eBay. We have no plans to stop selling on eBay. I think that it will still be our main source of e-commerce sales income, right? Well, I don't know. Maybe not actually. I don't know. We are kind of like putting some more time and effort into Amazon as well. But I don't think that we're going to leave eBay anytime soon. I don't suggest that you guys fully just go, okay, I'm done selling on eBay. I'm moving everything to another platform. I think it's good to have your eggs in multiple baskets so that if something like this does happen, right, it's good to have 5 or 6 different streams of income, because at any one given time, not everything is going to go bad. Not all 6 streams of income are going to be bad. At least you can rely on 1 or 2 of them to always be good. So if something does go bad, you have a backup plan. It's never a good idea to put all your eggs in one basket. And if your basket currently is eBay right now, it's time to start spreading those eggs into other baskets.
So we definitely want to, with this video, encourage sellers, especially new sellers, right? So you're just learning new platforms, to do at least 3 platforms, and definitely depending on what you're selling, consider the other platforms. Like shoes do really well on Posh. We've heard from so many people, and women's clothes do really well on Posh, and Depop and Mercari sell. Mercari is a bit lower end stuff, sells for higher money, but not as much traffic there. And then Depop is a lot of streetwear, so if you know what your market is, consider the apps. But don't only sell on eBay. It's kind of what we want to say right now. Consider putting your eggs in some other baskets and give it a go.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. But still continue to sell on eBay if you are.
And don't freak out. Don't stress.
Yeah.
The world's not ending. Everything's going to be okay. It just might kind of stink in the beginning if they do some changes that we don't like. But eBay does listen for the most part to what people are saying. So hopefully, if there is a big issue, they'll listen to us about it.
And transitions like this happen all the time in big companies, so expect it. The most, the thing we can absolutely expect right now from eBay is change. So be ready to roll with the punches and adjust your business as you go. The only thing I can say is if you only stick to what you're doing, like if we were listed on eBay 10 years ago and we continued to list the same way on eBay and never changed anything, I guarantee we wouldn't have a business, right? So in the same respect, even 5 years ago, if we were doing things the same way that we were doing on eBay 5 years ago, we wouldn't have a business on eBay.
Especially as beginners.
Yeah, so make the right changes and be ready to roll with the punches is what we're saying. So, and anyway, guys, what I really would like to do is kind of hear from you, because you are our audience, you are eBay sellers, a lot of you guys, and I know that eBay genuinely does want to hear from their sellers, and they do, like Ali said, they do make changes sometimes based on seller feedback. So
except the employee hub.
Well,
zoom in to this face right here.
But I can also tell you that eBay employees read our YouTube comments. So leave a comment on this video. Let us know your thoughts. I don't care if you want to write a paragraph. Put it down in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. and feelings about eBay right now, and let us know if you think Devin's exit was a good or a bad thing. Let us know in the comments. But I think that's probably where we're going to leave it for now. I don't want to get too...
Yeah, make it a professional, educated thought or opinion, you know, based off of something that you know is true and factual.
Yeah.
Not venting. I mean, yes, we do want to hear you vent, but we know some eBay employees are going to come and read these. So if you could put something in there that's really valuable and like rich in information for that eBay employee to read, please do so.
Yeah.
If you can contribute that way, that would be really appreciated.
But we want to thank you all for your time in watching this video, taking the, whatever this is, 10 minutes out of your day to watch a video. We appreciate it. We love you guys. We're grateful for this audience. We're grateful to kind of be a mouthpiece for eBay sellers. And I want you to know they are listening. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
And we hope if you were freaking out or really stressed out, or if you saw something that just like blew your mind, that watching this kind of brings you back down and you realize, oh, okay, it's not that big of a deal. I shouldn't stress. I shouldn't worry. Don't let it affect your day in a negative way. Just, you know, go about your business.
And have an awesome week, guys.
Yeah, have an amazing week.
Hope you crush it. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out, guys. Bye.